welcome to the MythBusters Cooking Chaos After Show. First question, have you ever been involved in a food fight, and if so, what happened?
A food fight? I have thrown food and had food thrown at me, but as far as a full-blown Animal House-style food fight, I have never been part of one.
Yeah, I don't think I have either. It's wasteful.
It's true.
Next question. Thank you for testing the shrimp story. My buddies and I had been arguing about that for ages. But why did you choose that one and not the dumpling story?
We actually liked, six, one half dozen the other, but we liked the shrimp story, especially the fireball, the shrimp leaving. I don't know, for some reason, it was the one that resonated with us more.
Yeah. Next question. Adam's face was gleeful when he was building. How much will you miss? How much will you
miss myth-busting?
MythBusters.
Well, I'll still be able to build stuff, that's for sure. And it's true, I genuinely love building stuff. 3, 2, 1. That's lovely. So that's something I do whether I'm being paid or whether a camera's running or not.
Next question. Did either of you expect the shrimp to fly straight and true?
Strangely, I thought that was going to be one of the more difficult problems to solve. I was impressed at how reliably the little paper cups worked at making the shrimp fly the same speed and the same trajectory every single time.
Yeah, they did spread out a little bit. It wasn't like you could get them to land like all three of them bang right there. But I think given what we had to work with, they worked, they more or less went where we needed them to go. Next question.
Okay.
Is that shrimp high speed as awesome for you as it is for me?
Totally, completely.
Yeah, those were some good shots.
It's watching the high-speed shots at the end. I mean, everything happens so fast. Shrimp
are leaving. It's going through the flour. Awesome. Goes to the egg. And the breadcrumbs. Oh, my God. And the fire. It worked.
And then you get to watch it slowly unfold. All the work that you've done, all the timing and all the other stuff, watching it happen on high speed, it's almost better than actually being there.
Next question. Were you surprised that the myth was busted?
This is one that actually falls into a very rarefied realm of stories in which no single part of this story was possible or true. And that brings it all the way back to like Killer Washing Machine, which is a story in which a guy supposedly jammed 50 pounds of laundry into a washing machine and it grabbed him and started spinning him around. He freaked out and jumped forward and activated ammonia and created an explosion. Like nothing, none of what I've just described is feasible. You can't fit 50 pounds of laundry in a regular machine. You can't get stuck in it if it does. It's not powerful enough to spin you around. Your dog's not gonna stress pee. Maybe it will. But when it does, that pee won't have any effect upon ammonia on the ground. This story, this cooking story, same thing. You couldn't coat it in flour, you couldn't coat it in egg, you couldn't coat it in breadcrumbs, and you can't cook it even with 2,000 degrees, 12 feet long. Every piece of it's busted.
Next question. The instant juice was cool. Were you surprised that it worked so easily?
Yes, actually, I was. Those small-scale experiments with the juice were one of the most weirdly linear set of results we've ever gotten, where it's like, if you had told me that a blasting cap from 2 inches away would not destroy the outside of a tomato, but would yield an impressive amount of juice, I would have said no way.
Next question. Was the big explosion just some gratuitous ramp-up? Well, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. No. We want to look the blast wave that comes out of the blasting cap and the blast wave that comes out of a large amount of explosives are very similar, except the one that comes out of the larger amount of explosives, as Jamie likes to point out, it's a differential in pressure between like atmospheric pressure and the explosive pressure. Now, in the blasting cap, that differential is a very short spike. In the bigger explosives, it's a longer spike. So it's going to do a different amount of work towards tearing up the cellular structure inside of fruit. So it's very valid to go to a much larger explosion to see if it's more efficient and yields more juice from more different kinds of fruits than our small scale experiments.
Yeah, and we weren't sure it would because some things just don't scale.
You never know until you try.
We run into that all the time. A lot of it is counterintuitive. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't.
And frankly, if you're going to get upset about gratuitous explosions, maybe, I'm just going to say this, maybe MythBusters isn't the show for you.
Last question. If you were on death row, what would be your last meal request?
That's a tough one. I personally, do you have a clear idea? I mean, like, I think of some of my favorite foods, comfort foods. I'd want comfort at that moment. So I'd be seeking something like a perfectly cooked steak or macaroni and cheese, or even a glazed donut or a wonderful pepperoni pizza. Right, these are all foods to me that are just perfect foods in and of themselves. But as a last meal on earth,
I'd be going for pasta bolognese.
really?
Yeah.
Very specifically.
Yeah, the perfect pasta bolognese is just, it's outrageous with
Wow.
linguine.
Wow. Never knew that. That's a fact I did not know about Jamie Heineman. And that seems like a reasonable place to call it.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you for watching MythBusters Aftershow. Until next time.
See ya.